Please rotate your phone to portrait.
Hello everyone, welcome to Yatri IS, and this is our initiative that deals with answer writing only. And today's question is asking about formation of archipelagos in and around Indonesia and Philippines. Why there are so many islands in this region? So initially, you would provide the introduction like Indonesia and Philippines together comprise nearly 25,000 islands, and this makes them the world's largest tropical archipelagos. So this can be the introduction where you would mention what is being asked in the question. Then you could also relate this with that their origin is a classic example of interaction between plate tectonics, volcanism, and marine geomorphology. So after mentioning this, a slightly brief introduction, you should always mention a diagram. So this is Indonesia and this is Philippines, and also demarcate this region because this region is a ring of fire, a region which is very seismically active, and the most volcanic activities takes place in this region. And after mentioning this in your picture, I would provide you a flow chart to make your understanding more deeper, like when plate converges, what happens when plate converges? Ocean plate subducts because of lower density. Like if this is the ocean plate, this subducts, and with subduction, melting in the mantle takes place. With this, magma rises, and with rise of magma, you see volcanic island arc formation. So this is a flow chart for make your understanding deeper, and then you will start your answer with citing the reasons for it. Very first reason you would mention is both countries are located at convergent plate boundaries. You see Pacific belt, and then you see Indo-Australian belt. So this convergence, they are located at this location. Then you would mention subduction of ocean plate is reason for such a phenomena, archipelago formations. Activity takes place here, and then faulting takes place, and you see magma formation, and with this you see volcanic arc formation as well. And when this takes place successively, when successive the volcanic eruption takes place, it leads to volcanic island formation. Then you would mention that both the countries are lie along ring of fire. The region, this region is very active volcanically very active, and all the seismic activities and volcanisms takes place. This is also one such reason for such phenomena. Then you would mention both represent active stages of Wilson cycle, where oceanic lithosphere is consumed through subduction, as a result creating volcanic islands. In all these questions, you will most certainly find that there are certain points which are overlapping just with change of words. But you have to overwhelm the person who is checking your answer. For that, you mention a lot of points. At least 10 to 15 points you will mention to make a worthy answer. Then you would mention orogeny is the region, that is mountain building. And how this is taking place? Compression between two plates causing uplift of submarine mountain ranges. The ranges that are lying underwater with mountain building, the compression uplifts them and they come to the surface making archipelagos. Then you would mention presence of deep oceanic trenches. They mark active plate boundaries. When a plate subducts and one rises, these are trenches, and this shows active plate boundary is taking place in the region. Then you would mention earthquake induced upliftment of seabed. As I said, the Ring of Fire region is very seismically active, and due to that, you see upliftment of seabed as well, and new land emerges gradually. Then you would also mention that crustal fragmentation is taking place into smaller blocks, and these blocks are occupied by sea water. Sea water occupies lower blocks, creating island chains. Then you would also mention that coral reef development is also one more reason. You could mention they expand island area. Then you will mention the ongoing geological evolution is another reason for sea level changes and creation of archipelagos. And at last but not the least, you will mention differential erosion and sediment deposition, also one of the reasons for the formation of deltaic and coastal islands. So you will mention all these points to validate your answer. And as a value addition, it's not asked in the question, but as a value addition, you could mention connection with India. Like India has a Sagar policy, security and growth for all in the region. This strengthens cooperation with ASEAN countries, including both Philippines and Indonesia. Then there is one more platform, IPOI, that is Indo-Pacific Oceans Initiative. This is also for cooperation, for disaster management. So you could also mention these initiatives and connect the answer with India. And towards the end of the question, you will mention that Indonesia and Philippines archipelagos are living laboratories of plate tectonics, where subduction takes place, volcanism is happening, upliftment is seen, coral growth is visible, and all these things continue to reshape Earth's surface. So this explains your answer. And you could mention another point to give your conclusion a very worthy edge. Like, while these processes create immense biodiversity and strategic maritime spaces, they are also, at the same time, they are also exposed to recurring geohazards. This is a very value addition point. Hence, therefore, it underscores the importance of international cooperation, scientific monitoring, and resilient disaster management in the wake of aggressive climate change and global warming. So you could mention these pointers in your conclusion to make it worthy and provide your answer an edge over others. Thank you.